Hey everyone, in this tutorial we will be modeling the boy's hair. If we look at the original picture of the boy or the illustration, we'll find that the hair is made out of huge hair locks, which will make it easier for us to model them. But unlike what we did in the boy's body, hands, shoe, and head, where we used only one cube and started adding geometry and manipulating them, I will use another or a new object in order to help us create the hair. In this tutorial, we will learn how to use Bezier curves and how to use these to create hair. So I'm going to go to top view by hitting 7, and I will hit Shift A and go to Curve, Bezier. And as you can see, I have a curve here. And if I hit Tab to go to Edit mode, you'll find that I have two handles on this curve. And if I move these handles by rotating them, for example, I can control how the curve look like, or even how long it becomes, or uh, even add more handles to it. For example, selecting these two and hitting W and subdivide, and this will add a new handle for me that will give me more control on the shape of the curve. Anyways, I'm going to delete this and go back to edit or object mode. So on the side menu, I'm going to go to the curve dialog, and I will call this Bez underscore hair underscore lock. Okay. Hope this is now selected. I will do this again at the object properties. So Bez underscore lock. Okay. I will go back to the 3D window and hit Shift A and add another Bezier curve, and I will call this Bez underscore taper. Again, I will click somewhere else and hit Shift A and add a Bezier circle, and I will call this Bez underscore bevel, B-E-V-E-L, bevel. Okay, so the reason why I added these is that these are going to be the controllers that will change the shape of this main curve. So if I go back to the curve dialog right here and go to where it says geometry, I can see two boxes here. One of them says taper object, the other one says bevel object. So I will go here and select the Bez bevel, and as you can see, the curve immediately took the shape of the circle. And if I go to taper object and select Bez taper, it will immediately take the shape of the taper curve. Now, if I select any of these curves, like for example the circle, and go to edit mode and manipulate the shape of this circle, it will immediately add effects to the main hair lock. So I'm going to hit T. I'm going to go to where it says handles and hit align. This will give me more control over the handles of the circle. And check this out. If I move any of these handles, it will immediately add effect on the shape itself. I can also select both these. These, for example, scale them down, scale them on the x-axis to make it wider. Maybe bring this down a bit, bring this up a bit. Let's see, I want to rotate this one right here, maybe select this handle, and as you can see it added some sort of an edge right here. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, and check this out. Cool, huh? Okay, let's go back to object mode and select the taper curve and see what's going to happen if we manipulate the handles on this thing. If I move these handles, as you can see, I can control the width of both ends. If I move them away from each other, it will create the flow of the curve. If I scale them down, it will do the same. So I think this is good. Okay, I'm going back to object mode, hitting tab again, and this time I'm going to select the main Bezier log curve and hit tab to go to object mode and see what's going to happen if I move any of the handles. As you can see, I can control the length, and also if I rotate these, I can control the curve itself. Okay, so this is going to be our main hair lock that we will keep duplicating and adding to the boy's character. For now, I want this to be a standard hair lock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all, hitting 8 twice, and I will scale this on the y-axis, so S, Y, and give it the value of 0. And as you can see now, the hair lock is straight because both handles are facing true y-axis. And if you check this orange dot, this is the pivot point of the object. Every pivot point, every object in Blender have one of these, and this is the center of the object where the object will rotate around. So I want to move this to be on the edge of the curve. So while I'm on object mode and everything is selected, I'm just going to move this on the x-axis until I get here, which is good. I'll check this from the front side. It looks good as well. Go back to top view, and then I'm going to hit tab again to go back to edit mode. And now if I want to scale this, I'm going to scale it on the x-axis, and as you can see, it scales away from the pivot point. So I can control the length. If I scale it on the y-axis, it will control the width. But since I'm going to be having most of the hair locks facing the y, I want the length to be controlled on the y-axis. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rotate this on the z-axis, RZ, and give it the value of -90. There we go. And then I want to apply this rotation to my object. So I'm going to hit Control A and select rotation. Now if I scale this on the y-axis, see what's going to happen. SX, and it's controlling the width instead of the length. If I do SY, it will control the length instead of the width. Okay, so now our hair lock is ready. So what are we going to do is to start applying these hair locks one by one and controlling them based on what we have in the illustration to create the boy's hair. I'm going to use another feature in Blender, which is the magnet feature, snapping. and I will go to Snap and activate it. And here I'm going to go to Snap element, which is face, so two faces. And here where it says closest, I'm going to select active. And these two clicks here, buttons, I'm going to click them both. And now look what's going to happen if I try to bring this hair lock to the boy's body. I'm going to first duplicate it since it's selected, so Shift D to duplicate it. And check this out. If I want to bring it to the head, see, it snaps immediately, which is really cool. Okay, so now after I selected this hair lock, there we go, I can go to edit mode and select the handles and move them around to create the right hair lock that I want for the boy. And we can look at the illustration. So I have one hair lock right here. And I will go to object mode, and I'm going to scale this on the y-axis to make it a bit wider. RY, actually. Go back to tab and R. Get right here. Get right so. And let's check with the illustration, and looks good. Okay, so I will go back to object mode, and I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate this hair lock, and I will try to see, it's not moving. Actually, let's just move it right here. Go to edit mode and rotate up, scale down, and maybe bring up and outward like this. Bring it up again and rotate to the side. Bring it in here. Like this, which is good. Let's control this one as well. Make it look like so. Keeps snapping, but it's fine since I can control these. Okay, so we can also scale this on the y-axis, make it a bit scale back, a bit bigger, which is good, and then maybe bring it down here a bit, which is great. Okay, let's see if I deactivate snapping. I can maybe control the rotation better. Okay, good. So if we keep adding, duplicating and adding these hair locks, we will be able to create the boy's hair. So I'm going to stop here. I don't want to make this long, but you get the principle. Just keep duplicating these hair locks and going to edit mode, using the handles, control what the hair lock looks like. And once you're done, and since these are made out of curves, these are not real meshes, so we will not be able to join them with the boy's body. We can go to, in object mode, we can go to where it says object and convert to and mesh from curve meta sort of text. And now if I go back to edit mode, see what happened. It became a mesh. So in order to join these, I will select the hair lock, select the boy, after adding the mirror modifier, and then if I hit Control J, these two will become one object. So if I hit Tab right now, see, it became part of the boy's mesh. Good. So keep working on the hair. I will see you in another tutorial where I will show you how to add some more details to the boy's body. Best.